Amazing. So, officially welcome to tonight's training. We've got myself training tonight. I'm going to be talking about like your mindset, but also like how you need to be feeling it and thinking it first before like how important that is before you actually doing the do, and then how we can like prioritize that into your calendar. And then Kayla is going to, she was so inspired from the B Corp chat in Vegas that she's like, can I please train the team? And I was like, yes, you can. So I really wanted to start with, hold on, I'm just going to get my notes up. I can't figure it out. Okay. Like, like everyone really needs to be super in tune with yourself and like stop following so many people. And I say that in the nicest way because we get so distracted and everyone compares their day one to someone's day or 10 year. Do you know what I mean? Like someone might be in this business for 10 years. You're like, oh, I just want to be like them. But you don't know the work that someone's done behind the scenes. So it's so like I love that we can use social media to be inspired by people, but like it can also like cap it, like select a few people that that inspire you, and then like you can mute other accounts. I can't stress that enough because it comes down to like finding our intuition and like what like we are our own superpower. There's only one person, one Kayla, one Amy, one Teresa, one Bron, one Marie, one Pearl. Do you know what I mean? Like there's one of you, and that's what makes you so special. And when we can tap into ourselves and the gifts that we have and the flaws that we have, like people relate, and then you attract people who actually want to work with you or who actually want to buy from you because they relate so well to you that they become like a natural match. So when they come into your business as like say a consultant, like it's so easy to work with them because you have so much in common because you have shown up as your authentic self online that you're creating a team of like similar personalities to you. And then your business is so fun. Okay. So being and feeling being and feeling everything is like being that future version of yourself and feeling that super, oh my God, I can't talk. Why do I can't talk. I don't even know how I've done this business. I can't talk. Like you feel that future version of yourself, you be that future version of yourself, you eat like that future version of yourself. How does that person work out? How does she dress? All the things like start like you might have to rewatch this and write down so many notes, but like really start describing that future version of yourself. Who is she? What does she do? Okay, because then when you know what that person looks like, feels like, it's actually probably not too much different to what you're doing now. Like that future version who has like let's just say all the money, the nice car, the nice house, the amazing marriage, beautiful kids, whatever the thing is. They're probably not much different to who you are today, but our minds can be thinking like they might be like on this pedestal where like your limiting beliefs or like past beliefs, like say a lot of us have grown up with like, oh, money doesn't grow on trees, or you got to work really hard for this, and all these beliefs that no offense to our parents, but like, and we honestly probably don't even know that our parents are saying these things because that's just what they said because they heard from their parents, you know what I mean? That we have then got this like these inner beliefs that that is what it needs to be for us. And it's not like money isn't bad. Money makes people with more money do better things. Do you know what I mean? Like people who have money can like give people other jobs because they've created businesses with other jobs, things like that. And then like people with more money can give back to charities. Like so it's like rewiring our brain to actually understand like, oh, actually like this future version of myself isn't actually that much further away. And the first place you want to start to doing this is being really in tune with gratitude. And gratitude really brings you back down to earth, and you be like, wow, I have beautiful kids. I have a beautiful family. I wake up every day under a roof, like or you'd be like, I'm so grateful for my job. I'm so grateful for the people I work with. I'm so grateful. And when you put yourself in this place of gratitude, everything just seems like it's like your days are just so happy because you're not focusing on like, man, I wish I was making more money in my business, but I'm not. Or you're not focusing on, gosh, I've got like my 10th rejection today, or I've sent 10 recommended carts out and no one's got back to me. Because then you just don't even worry about it. You just like, you end up becoming this like just happy person and people can feel that energy from you. Um, and then to go another layer deeper is how do we do this gratitude is, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but do you have a morning routine? Because if you don't, I'm going to give you guys a big love punch and I want you to make a morning routine. Okay? I promise you this is the your best part of your day. You are going to wake up. I'm going to like talk you through my one and then I'm going to send a link in the group chat for you to rewatch one from Sarah Dunning, Sarah Abista. But when you wake up and all you need to do is focus on you, your thoughts, your plans, like you can goal set. It's almost like you get into this creative state. It's almost like you're a kid again and you can dream again because you wake up and you don't check your phone. Like you like press the snooze button, but then put it back down. And you wake up and you're like, what do I want to be today? And it's like, I know it sounds a bit weird, but like it's so amazing when you're not checking social media. All you can do is just be like, you're in this, you're also actually scientifically in a brain state where you can tap into like different goals and like visions and there's so many things you can tap into. So I want to walk you through my morning routine. I'm pretty solid like 5 out of 7 mornings, even on the weekends if I'm like if I don't need to sleep in, if I've had like a rested week, I would get up in the weekends and do this because I feel so good and I just promise you like there's no different to some goals that I've achieved and I put it down to because I've just gotten up earlier and I'm focusing on it and I'm super focused on those goals because of the morning routine. So get up, turn the snooze button off. I then walk out to the lounge room and I go on the couch. I turn the light that's on like 10 meters away. So it's light enough like I'm not going to fall back asleep, but it's not like it's 5 a.m. So it's not like blurring light where I just like, when you wake up, you're like, oh my God, so bright. Then I put my headphones in and then I put a meditation on. And the meditation I choose, which to be honest, I have meditations from the business mindset mastermind thing I was doing this last 6 months, but I'll make an effort to look out on some apps, and I'm sure there are so many apps out there you can download these and just use. But the one that I'm loving is, and you can change these anytime to suit anything, but the one that I'm loving right now is like really stepping into like that future version of myself. And the one that I keep seeing is me speaking main stage at in Maui at the MVP. They send all the MVPs or the top 1% to Maui every January. And like I always just keep seeing myself speaking on stage because I see that as like the pinnacle in this business because it's only the people at the top of the business there. Like in Vegas, you've got Vegas is incredible to speak at too, don't get me wrong. But like Maui is like you're training like everyone at the top of the company. So it's like for me, how do I get myself to be that version because I'm not that version right now, like still growing, right? So you have to tap into like, well, what would she be wearing? How would she be talking, speaking? Like she wouldn't be like this, she'd be speaking proudly. So that's like the vision I see. And then I'm like, with that, I see like the huge team, like you guys growing your teams and having your own nations, and you can really step into it. And then once that's done, you get your book out and then you start writing down gratitude because you've started with like taking your mind into a different place to what you are now, and then you fill it up with gratitude. And so you're instantly in a spot where you're like in hope and like you're in this energy where you can really just like hone in on what you do have in your life. And it puts you in this state where like you're just probably going to work in a happier mood, or your kids will wake up and you want to cuddle them instead of like not screaming at them because they woke up too early or whatever. I don't know. Um, and then with this morning routine, also you can start planning your day. That's what I wanted to share you actually. I wanted to share my calendar. I'll share in a second. But like when you start planning your day, it's then like you can also go into like detail and like you fully know what you're doing every single day. And this morning routine can take like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, like however long you take. Like I probably average half an hour, I reckon. But you can see if you like your mind only knows what you tell it, and like your results are pretty much what you think. So if we're thinking positive and like it, you'll attract it in. I promise you, if it sounds woo-woo, just trust me on that one. Just trust me. Okay, I'm going to share my calendar because I was sharing it with the girls yesterday. I was like, okay, this is probably really good. Um, how do I double tap that? Okay. So you guys can see that. Can you press thumbs up? I'm sure you can. Yeah. Can you see this calendar? Yeah. Okay. Um, so what I was showing the girls yesterday is like I color code everything in here and I'll speak you through them. And this is I want to share this because this is something you can all do and it's super simple. Um, I'll start with Sunday night. Every Sunday night, I have this here, like a weekly Sunday audit. And then in your notes, so this is just a Google Calendar, which you can all have access to. In the notes, I have here, so you can write in this. But like every Sunday, I like go through this list and I'm like, do I have this in my calendar? So these are like my personal, how I want to do my business. So every day I want to book in a DA, like Discover Arbonne. Every day I want to do my miracle morning. Every day I want to try raise the energy for you guys. Every day I want to speak to you guys like you're a VP. Every day I want to like speak it out that going area qual in their first month is like the new normal for this team. Sending samples. Guys, I still do send samples. Like that never gets old. Um, Runs training, plans for the week, things like that. And then you can go into like when you're going to order your groceries. I do like a coffee date with Luke once a week. And then you can go through like your social media content for the week. And have you got self-care time? This is important, guys. This is actually really important to do something for you every single week, even if it's like a walk in nature or going to the gym. Um, Schedule appointments, dentist, whatever. Do an order of the business goals for your week. So this is where you can set goals. This one here actually needs to be up here. Schedule times for bits and bobs, errands, schedule time to see, call family. I'm not joking. I am a terrible caller. I need to put that in my calendar. I will show you right now. There's nothing in my calendar to call my family, and I'll just forget. So if it's not scheduled in, like, what do you do to create a habit? You can put it in here. So then what you can do is you can do, I'll start from the top of my day. So my morning routine starts anywhere between like 4:30 to 5 o'clock. It doesn't usually go for six, but generally like I'll do my miracle morning for like 30 minutes and then the rest will just be like I don't know, work, anything I think of with work that needs to be done, I fill it up. Then the kids, purple means weights. So if you color code your business, if you color code your calendar, then you kind of understand if you've got a bit of variety. Um, This color green means Arbonne work. Red means like I'm busy. And then the dark green means like discover Arbonnes. So it's like, so what I love to see in my day, in my week, and this is what you guys can see, is how many discover Arbonnes are you doing a week? So right now we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is Amanda's work wines on Saturday for their neighbors. But do you know what I mean? Like then you can kind of see, you're like, oh, and you look back in your week, you're like, okay, did my business grow this week or did it not? What activity have I done versus what activities should be in there? Do you know what I mean? And then like you can actually like reflect back on your calendar and be like, oh, okay, like yeah, okay, maybe I'm not working enough or maybe I need to, because your calendar doesn't lie. And then what else do I say? Oh, last thing I'll do before I pass over to Kayla is up here. You can put tasks anywhere, right? So I just put them up here because then I know. So you can write a task and be like, follow up with, oh my God, Joe. And you can, instead of making an event, you can go tasks. Okay. So say if Joe, you spoke to her about the business and she's like, oh, I'm so busy with XYZ, but like give me a message in a couple months. You'll be like, okay, cool. 2 months down the track, I'm going to message Joe and she's in my calendar. Boom, that'll come up in 2 months' time. And so it's like a way that you can like be following up with so many people. And I personally just put them up here. Actually, I use something different, but this is how I did start it. One other tip you could do is last week for the Discover Arbonne, like the one that Pearl runs on a Thursday night. Because it's in my diary every night, every week, you can edit it. And this is where I just put the people I've invited and who have generally said yes. Okay. Whether they come on or not is another story. But then you know who you've asked and you know who to follow up with. Um, Hopefully this is helpful. But but yeah, so I just think that's like some homework. How do I stop share this? Jeez. Here we go. There could just be some homework just to like really take time to like figure out how are you going to work your business and how are you going to prioritize everything, because that is so basic what I just showed you. And it's like I honestly reckon that's like the glue to like how I get so much done and how you can really change so much in your life in a small habit from every single morning. Um, so I hope that's helpful. Now, I am going to pass it on to Kayla, who's going to share about B Corp. And B Corp is honestly what makes us stand out from any other company, especially in network marketing. So away you go, Kayla.
Thanks, Em. Um, I've literally written so many notes, like it's actually ridiculous. But I've tried to like make it so it's easier to understand because you can actually talk about B Corp and it just keeps going. Like the stuff that Arbonne has done to B Corp, and not even just B Corp, but because they're so amazing, it's endless. Um, so I wanted to sort of start off by just sharing what like B Corporation is. So B Corporations are businesses that meet the highest standards of verified social and environment performance and public transparency and legal accountability to balance the profit and purpose. And I feel like that was touched at Las Vegas and when she said that sentence and then she was like Arbonne does do that, which is incredible. And Arbonne went B Corp in 2020, so they're coming up 5 years B Corp, which is absolutely amazing. And Arbonne also has the highest scoring B Corp in network marketing industry, and also a top scoring leader within the nutrition and beauty. So I feel like that's a huge achievement because huge achievement because more than 1% of companies are certified B Corp. So I feel like that's it's huge. Like Arbonne's really gone big and bold about this. What else have I got here? The yeah, so with those achievements of Arbonne, Arbonne's not stopping there either. Like they have another 5 year goal for 2030 um, to be more green certified locations worldwide, which is incredible. Currently, we are 50% reduction in scope one and two greenhouse, but in 2030 they want to be 75%, which I think is incredible. Um, and the five components that guide us is the environment impact, community welfare, customer welfare, employee impact, and company governance. So yeah, I think with those five components, they literally are just exceeding in all of them, which is exactly what B Corp is about. Um, and I think the whole recycling side of things is huge too. So like all of our products are all recycled and it's huge. And I think I can't remember who said it at Las Vegas, but that was like the biggest drop of recycled stuff that they had had. So people had brought their stuff to be recycled. And I feel like that was huge. Like everything was yeah, I think it was I can't remember who said it, but it was yeah, it was huge. And I was trying to figure out the pounds to kgs today, but they have eliminated 565,000 pounds of plastic since 2020, and I think that's huge. Like it's ridiculous the amount that they've eliminated from plastic. So and it's just and their goals just keep going. Like it's actually incredible how much more they want to succeed, and that all starts with us. Like it's yeah. There is a quote here I wanted to share, and it says, um, "We don't just want to be the best company in the world, but we want to be the best for the world." And I was like, yeah, that's us. Like, and that's yeah, that's where we're going with that. So yeah, but there's so much on B Corp, and I think it's so important as a company that we're literally like coming up 5 years of B Corp, and I feel like that's it's definitely one thing that when someone's like, "Oh, what's Arbonne?" Like that's nearly the first thing that I say. Like we are a B Corp company because it's so important, and I feel like when someone hears that, they're like, oh, like it already gets them engaged with the products because they know how good they are. So yeah, that's sort of what all I've got.
That's awesome. And like you just touched on at the end, more and more people are looking to buy B Corp
Mm.
certified products. So it's actually a really good one to touch on because people are so much more aware of what they're putting on and in their bodies because people are like aware that like, do you know what I mean? They just know how much your products, like with all the science and like the technology that comes out now, people know that we just want the best quality for us because it actually affects us so much. So yeah, well done for that, Kayla. Thank you for sharing all.
Yeah, just to touch on that, I think it said 80%, and I'm not quite sure where they got the 80% from, but it was 80% of people are more likely to buy from a B Corp company than not. So
Mm,
yeah, it's huge.
yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much, Kayla. And thank you so much, everyone, for jumping on tonight. Go, I can't wait to see you online tomorrow, 5 a.m. No, go get up early and smash your days, and we will see you on training in like 4 minutes for our 9 o'clock call.